And so how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deals with the creation, there's a tremendous principle that says, مَنْ اسْتَعْجَلَ شَيْئًا قَبْلَ آوَانِهِ عُوقِبَ بِحِرْمَانِهِ. أحسنتم. Whoever rushes a thing before its proper time will be deprived of its benefit. Whoever rushes a thing before its proper time will be deprived of its benefit. It's a nice fa'idah from Shaykh al-Albaanee rahimahullah ta'ala. And the transcription of one of his recordings, Silsilat al-Huda wa Nur, he said that he was thinking about the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam of the straight path, where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam drew with a stick on the ground in the dirt a straight line, and he said, "Hada siratullahi mustaqima." This is the likeness of Allah's straight path. Then he drew short lines on the end, on the two sides of that long line. He drew short lines. And he said, هذه السبل على رأس كل سبيل منها شيطان يدعو إليها. At the head of every one of them, there is a devil calling to it. There is a devil calling to it. Shaykh al-Albaanee rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, لاحظوا. He said, it felt like a Eureka moment, like ilham, he said. It felt like he had been inspired. And we know ilham comes from Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, liman sha'a. Whomever he chooses, tabarak wa ta'ala, that Allah can cause inspiration to happen for the human being, so long as what they have been inspired with is muwafiq lis-sunnah, is an agreement to the sunnah, la ba'sa bihi, wa huwa nafi insha'Allah ta'ala. And it's beneficial, and it's helpful, and this was something that was one of those Eureka moments. Shaykh al-Albaanee rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, notice how the Prophet ﷺ drew a long line. He said, because the path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is tawilun shaq. It is a long path, and it is a difficult path. Yahtaju sabra, and it requires patience from a person. It requires patience from a person. And look at how he drew these short lines. Look at how he drew the short lines. He said, as we know, مَنْ اسْتَعْجَلَ شَيْئًا قَبْلَ آوَانِهِ عُوقِبَ بِحِرْمَانِهِ. What did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which companion of the Prophet ﷺ say, وَلَكِنَّكُمْ قَوْمٌ تَسْتَعْجِلُونَ? While they were in Mecca, and the companions were being tortured, those who didn't have the financial means to migrate to Abyssinia, in years of difficulty and hardship. Who remembers the companion? Khabbab ibn al-Arrat. Khabbab was a slave who was being tortured by his female master, and he was a blacksmith, and he used to make coats of iron, armor, what they call chain armor, right? Chain armor. He used to make chain armor, and his female master used to strap it to his body in the heat of the sun in Mecca in the summer, in the blazing part of the summer, and tie him to the ground so that he would recant his religion. And he would fall unconscious. So he came to the Prophet ﷺ. Said, don't you see what we are encountering? Don't you see مَا نَحْنُ فِيهِ? And what we are enduring, what we are bearing. Make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for us. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, indeed there shall soon come a time when a rider can travel between, and he mentioned 2 cities in Yemen. And at a time where Yemen was full of crime and fighting and tribal civil strife and so on and so forth, and highway robbers, quta'u turuq, and these sorts of things. The Ansar, as an anecdote, and as a side note, the Ansar who were in Medina were originally from the Yemen. They're originally from the Yemen, and they came up when the dam of Ma'rib broke. Where is that mentioned in the Quran, that story? I will tell you the name of this city. We said Ma'rib. لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي سَبَإٍ فِي مَسْكَنِهِمْ آيَةٌ. Surah Saba. And Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, He talked about their prosperity, and He talked about how the Arab turned away, أَعْرَضُوا, and they turned away, disinterested in Tawheed and brotherhood and so on and so forth. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَبَدَّلْنَاهُمْ بِجَنَّتَيْهِمْ جَنَّتَيْنِ ذَوَاتَيْ أُكُلٍ خَمْطٍ وَأَثْلٍ وَشَيْءٍ مِّن صِدْرٍ قَلِيلٍ ذَلِكَ جَزَيْنَاهُمْ بِمَا كَفَرُوا وَهَلْ نُجَازِي إِلَّا كَفُورٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned that this is the punishment of those who are ungrateful for the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so the people, they moved up from the Yemen into the area of Medina that was called Yathrib at that time, and the place became kharab, became unpopulated. And when they say when the cat's away, the mice will play, right? And when there is no authority and there is no stability and so on and so forth, there's a lot of crime. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said there will come a time where the rider can ride between here and there and will not fear anything but Allah and the wolf and the sheep. وَلَكِنَّكُمْ قَوْمٌ تَسْتَعْجِلُونَ. But you are a people who are in a rush. But you are a people in a rush, who are in a hurry.